She offers me the chocolate and she said, oh, I have a joke. So in France, we have this joke. When black people eat chocolate, they eat their fingers. I was like, girl.
Pull up, pull up, I pull up, pull up, pull up, I pull up, I pull up.
Coucou, what's up? Be up and with Kadija, aka the musingknomad, and this time around it is for something very new on this channel. I'm gonna be talking about my experience as an expat or immigrant. You know, I have some issues with those, you know, the expat word or immigrant word, but you know, we can talk about that on a later episode. But anyways, today I'm going to talk about my experience moving to France, integrating into France, and you know, all the little ish that I've gone through. So I'm going to talk about, I have it noted down, okay? So I'm going to talk about work, racism, dating, making friends, moving, getting installed. In French is être installé, like getting installed into the place that you move into. I don't remember the English word for that. So if you know below, let me know. You know what? I should put on my beret. How cliche. Make it extra like Frenchified. How's this for you? Am I an authentic expat now? What do you think? So I've been living in France for nearly 7 years, and my French is still comme ci comme ça va. Like j'arrive à m'exprimer. I can, you know, explain myself. I can, you know, survive. I call my French survival French. Like I'm not at the level where I can have a philosophical debate with you. Yet alone even a debate. Like I ain't at that level, right? But now I'm gonna move on to racism in France. Racism that I've experienced. So back to the lady that I rented my room from, right? So this was the first day at her place. She invited me to dinner at her home, and she got this canned meal dish called cassoulet. Cassoulet is a specialty of this region. It is basically chili, because beans and duck meat and sometimes sausages. It's basically like the chili of France is what I would consider it. And obviously it was canned, so I wasn't particularly pleased with it, but you know, I ate it, whatever, and you know, I said thank you. And then for dessert, she wanted to offer me chocolate. So she offers me the chocolate and she said, oh, I have a joke. So in France, we have this joke. When black people eat chocolate, they eat their fingers. I was like, girl, I was really taken aback, and I'm like, that's a joke. And I'm just kind of like, bitch, like, obviously, if I was white, would you tell me this joke? So that's one of the really like overt ways that I've experienced racism here. And I think it was just really weird. And ever since then, I was just really like, I need to find a place ASAP, because I'm not about to stay here with this little weird lady, you know, insinuating little things like this, or it just changed the vibe like completely after that. I was just like, okay. And one of the things, when I first came here, and this is something that for the first couple of years was hard for me. Like in making friends in France, like when I was going out to meet people, most of the friends that I was making with like meetups or couch surfing events, whatever, basically like other expats and French people that wanted to improve their English. And for the most part, they're basically white, okay? And you know what? I mean, I don't discriminate against having like, you know, friends. I have friends from different backgrounds, but I was really, those first couple of years, I'm not gonna lie, I was missing out on having some black friends, because there are nuances that you get when you're black. I can give you the eye because we see something and you know exactly what I'm talking about, and that happens in if you're black in the US, you're black in France, you understand. So you understand those nuances, you understand the struggle, you get it, you know. I'm just gonna be like, and she, you know, you get what I'm trying to say. And one of my white friends that I had made at the time, I told him what happened about, you know, the lady, and he was like, oh no, Kadija, it was just a bad tasting joke. No, it wasn't racist. I'm like, bitch, how you gonna tell me it was racist? And mind you, he was white. How you gonna tell me that was racist or not? Like, when she told you, we have a joke, when you eat white chocolate, you eat your fingers. And you know, these are just little things like that where they don't get it and they want to pretend like racism doesn't exist. And I'm just like, this is not even a conversation I'm gonna waste my time having with you, because I know, we know, you know. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's a way that, you know, ways I've experienced racism. In a way, I feel like being black. So In the US, the model minority are Asians. So whether that's Chinese, Japanese, Indian, etc., Asian is the model minority, right? That's the one that white people are gonna be like, oh, okay, they don't make no trouble, they're good, whatever. They're the model one. In France, the model minority, I feel like they're definitely Indians and Asians. Anywhere in the world that you go, you're gonna find them. Indians and East Asians. When I say Asian, I mean East Asians in France, but it's not a very large population as like in the US comparatively. Here, I feel like the model minority in one group would be blacks and Asians. I would put them together. I feel like the equivalent to the racism black people, it's not the same, okay? It ain't the same. It ain't the same, but I'm just letting you know. The equivalent of like the people that receive the most racial disparity in France, in my experience from what I've seen, I would say are people of Arabic origins, or as they call them, Maghrebian. So if you are North African, Middle Eastern, most likely more North African, they're going to treat you funny. And one of the things that I remember seeing, I've seen this a few times and it pisses me off each time. If the police in France stop you, they have the right to search you with no motherfucking warrant. And they have the right to ask you for, to show proof of your ID. But they can search you and whatever you have on, like, if they want to. And I've noticed that a few times in the metro. I've noticed, like, them profiling Arab Maghrebian looking people and stopping them and asking them to look in their bag. And I've also seen that with black people, but I've seen that most with Maghrebians. And I was just kind of like, I ain't never seen them not one time do it to a white person, not once. Maybe they might stop, like, because there's a lot of homeless, like, young people in France too, which that's a thing in itself. They might ask them once in a while, but for the most part, that's what I've seen. And sometimes people might look at you a little bit funny. Like me, I don't know if it's because like my personality, because I'm quite bold, and maybe it's like my Americanness where I may stand out a little bit differently, where I hold space, like I have a very confidence, like I have confidence about me, so maybe that sets me out, and that's why people would stare a little bit more. But me, I'm the type of person, like, you stare at me, I'm gonna stare right back at you. Like if we're in the metro and if you feel like you're gonna make me feel uncomfortable, I'm gonna look at you right in the eye, like, I practice with my little brother where we're doing no blinking contest. I will look at you, not blink let's go. Let's see who's gonna win. Right? So that's the kind of person I am. So for the most part, I don't really get a lot of like issues. But those are just like little ways that I've experienced racism. I'm sure I've been discriminated based on my name on my CV. And there's certain things. I think the most racism that I experience on a daily, like compared to the US, here it's more of the microaggressions. It's like, I remember we were at a bar with some friends and they were having like a game night and Prince came on, and our friends at the time were like, and it was one of the songs, I don't know if it was Purple Rain or something, it was a Prince song, and they're like, oh yeah, well you should know, right? And then he checked himself, he's like, oh okay, well my bad, sorry, I didn't mean you should know. But you know what I mean? Like little things like that. Those are like little microaggressions that I feel like I experience more so on the daily rather than like the full force, like following you around the mall and all that kind of stuff. That does happen, but it's more diluted, if that makes sense. If you want to know more detailed information about like, moving, about apartment hunting and all that stuff, let me know, because, I got stories. Your girl done been here damn near 7 years. That wasn't a plan, but somehow I've been here this long. Like, girl, I'm just saying, I don't even know how. I don't know how. But anyways, that is everything for today. Like I said, if you want me to talk about more things, there's things that I can, give you insight on, let me know, girl. Like, I will hook you up. Just, let me know. Anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and your girl will be back soon for a new video. So, peace out, bisous, and hugs.
Pull up, pull up, I pull up, pull up, pull up, I pull up, I pull up.